based on the motivational letter statement of purpose of the student. Sometimes it can be ruminating on, or the interviewer can ruminate on the transcript of studies as well, but mainly based on the motivational letter. If everything is done up to this point, then the student, if successful, receives a conditional acceptance letter within the application system. And upon payment of the tuition fee for the first semester, and upon us receiving the tuition fee for the first semester, we issue the letter of acceptance. Altogether, this procedure should take up 2, maximum 3 weeks. Upon receiving the acceptance letter, your client who became our student can start and prepare coming to Hungary, in which we provide assistance and help, or rather counseling, via email for your students. So if there is any question arising about how they can come to Pécs, how they can arrive in Pécs, what will await them in Pécs, we are there to answer and reply any of their questions. As a kind of package offer for your students, you should know that they will be awaited by student mentors, student buddies. There is a very successful program of the university in this respect. A couple of months before, 1 or 2 months before a semester starts, student mentors are recruited. Luckily, and we are happy to let you know, there are lots of international students taking part in this program. These mentor students receive the email addresses of the incoming students, and they get into touch with them. So institutionally and personally, your students are welcomed by the administrative staff, the academic staff, and students alike. When they arrive outside the context of studies, you should know and be able to inform your clients that there are student services available university-wise and faculty-wise as well. I would like to call your attention to 2 students' organizations, especially one of them is the International Students of Business and Economics. It's a freshly organized and launched student organization of the faculty. This organization represents international students' rights, demands, requests to the faculty. We are in close cooperation with the students of ISOB at the international office. So there is a very close working relation and very good working relation between us. I would like to highlight IASEC for you as well, for one reason, that since last year, the president of IASEC Pécs here at the faculty is an Indian student of ours, a very proactive and good student of ours. The services that your students can expect, your clients can expect at the faculty: counseling, coaching services. At the faculty, there are 7 professors who are certified coaches and mentors, out of whom 3 work together with international students. So if they face any kind of problems during the initial stages of their studies, or even later, related to studies, related to cultural shock, they can turn to these professors who also provide mentoring workshops for international students every semester. These mentoring workshops are intended to alleviate the hardships of accommodating to a new environment, adapting to a new culture, adapting to a country where the first language is not English. I can proudly say that this program is becoming more and more successful among our students. I have already mentioned the preparatory program at the International Studies Center, so I will not elaborate on that at this point. And then I would like to call your attention to some extra opportunities that might be attractive for your clients. I don't know how many of you have heard about the Erasmus Plus program, that is a European Union scholarship program, or the Campus Mundi scholarship program, which is a Hungarian run scholarship program. These two scholarship schemes are both open for international fee-paying students. They are very much similar to each other, so I will talk about both of them in the same sentences. A fee-paying international student is eligible for 12 months of funded mobility at each level of their studies. Usually, they can apply for 4-month periods in one. I have already mentioned that in Europe we have 75 international university partners. So students can go and spend 1 or 2 semesters at 1 or 2 of our international partners all around Europe. I think it's an excellent opportunity and most beneficial for their later job-seeking period, when they can include in their CVs that they obtained their degree in Hungary at the University of Pécs, and they spent a semester at the Freie University Berlin and then at the Zaragoza University. And what is more, that these 12 months can also be spent with internship mobility. So international fee-paying students can not only study abroad outside of Hungary, but can gain work experience outside Hungary on a funded basis. Then the last thing that I would like to call your attention to is that the Hungarian government last year launched a new scheme, which was very well waited for. It is called Study to Work Residence Permit. It's a fairly novel opportunity for international students. It is a kind of bridging residence permit between the study permit and the work permit. Practically, the Study to Work Residence Permit allows students after graduation to stay in Hungary for an extra 9 months, while they can be looking for jobs or they can start their own enterprises. And when that work is done, they found a job or started their enterprise, they can apply for a work permit, or as it is called officially, residence permit based on gainful activity. I think it might be most welcome by your clients, because this provides them the opportunity to stay in Europe for longer than just for their studies, and they can gain European work experience after their studies in Hungary mainly. Basically, this was what I planned today to share with you. Thank you for your attention, and if there are any questions, I am here to answer you. Thank you very much for your attention. Should I close something now or just wait for?
Yes, you can close the presentation.
Close the presentation. Okay, but I am here with you. I hope I will see the text.
No worries.
Okay. Could you please show first slides of the presentation one more time? Sure. Which I wrote presentation, right? Okay, and this is the one, and I just have to click on it, right? double click. Okay, and I suppose not the title, but this one you would like to see, right? Silva, this is the one that you asked for? Uh-huh. And I show you this one as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, the next one, Silva, would you like to see? Next, please. Okay. Mm-hmm. In just a second, Sunny, I will answer your question shortly. So the last day when you can send full application documentation together with the application fee is November the 30th. Can you also share the PPT for our future reference? Yes, I am sure. Okay, so my colleague from the Rector's Office, Anna, will share the PPT with you after this session. Could you repeat the application fee? Application fee is 100 euros. So application fee is 100 euros. Welcome. The application deadline for the master programs is November the 30th. And please remember that in the slides, on the website, on the application site, there you will find the application deadline every time when you visit. Welcome. Hello. Could you please tell me about the application procedure? Tanya, could you specify your question for me a bit? What aspect of the application procedure would you like to know more about? No, that's another question. Tanya, could you elaborate on your need for information? Dania, until you let me know the details, I answer Sonia's question about the PhD application. So for the PhD studies, everything, I mean, in academic terms is the same. So we need the documents of previous master studies for application, right? Passport copy, health certificate, degree, so the transcript of records and the master degree. And for PhD, the requirement is not a motivational letter, but a research plan. PhD applicants may, but it is not compulsory, only if they have, submit their list of publications, but if they don't have any publications yet, they don't have to. So research proposal and list of publication are the two different documents that applicants can and must upload. I mean, the research plan is a must. Then application checklist, or what are documents required to apply? Okay, I just listed it for the PhD. As Anna wrote and sent you 2 links, you can find the step-by-step guide for application procedure, and there is a link for all the requirements, for all the document requirements. But basically what you have to prepare for is that your clients have to upload their academic documents, academic certificates. At each level, you know, there are, for bachelor level, it's going to be the high school certificate and high school transcript of studies. For master level, it will be the bachelor degree and the bachelor transcript of studies. For PhD, it's going to be the master degree and master transcript of studies. The motivation letter, the passport copy, that's a very important requirement, that they have to have a valid passport right at the application time, and a health certificate. Do they need to provide, oh, and I should not forget about the language exam certificate, I'm sorry. Do you need to provide research proposal? Yes, for PhD studies, this is a compulsory and the most important document upon which the admission board can decide about the admission. Please know that the research proposals are all scrutinized and reviewed with the Turnitin. I'm sure you heard about the Turnitin software to see and to review it for possible instances of plagiarism. Any minimum requirement, credits, percentage in their masters for PhD. We can tell you that what I can tell you is that on any level, the GPA average has a minimum requirement. So out of the 50 points, any applicant will get any points if their GPA average is minimally above 51%. It does not mean acceptance. It means that we will review their documents. So an applicant, to be eligible for application, the transcript of studies, the GPA average must exceed 50%. Naturally, we are looking for quality students. So as I told you, this low limit is only for becoming at all eligible for applications. Not IELTS, but some kind of language exam certificate, internationally recognized language exam certificate is required. At this point in time, we can be flexible with students whose bachelor studies were carried out totally in English. So there was a 3-year bachelor studies period carried out in English. That English studies we can accept without a language exam certificate, but I foresee that in the very near future, you will hear from us that every single applicant must submit an internationally recognized language exam certificate. It can be IELTS, it can be TOEFL, it can be Cambridge, it can be Oxford. the important thing is that the language exam center must be internationally recognized. How long does it take to get a reply decision on PhD application? On average, I should say that upon receiving the full documentation, the application fee, the decision can take up to 3 weeks. PhD is a bit more difficult to answer because of the availability of the PhD professors as an admission board. They usually have interviews only 2 times in an application period. So it is not as continuous as can be with the other programs. Is medical certificate mandatory for application? Yes. Dear Rashma, it is mandatory. What I would suggest you to ask from your clients is a general medical certificate and an X-ray, a chest X-ray that they should provide for us. Chest X-rays for TB, tuberculosis. Can I get some link for PhD requirements, procedure fee, and other details? I think Anna has already shared the link. Yes. Okay, so in the comment history, you can find the link. Does it mean that, I mean, there are many questions arriving about PhD requirements. Is there a possible applicant or even more possible applicants for PhD studies? Thank you. 2, 3 candidates. Okay. Okay. With research proposals, if I may ask. So these 2, 3 possible candidates, do they have research proposals already? They're ready with research proposal. Thank you, Sanya. Is someone typing? Yes, thank you. Okay. Shall get back. Okay. Hi. Irene? Is your name Irene? I'm representing the business faculty of the University of Pécs in Hungary. Welcome. We have a bachelor program in business administration so business administration and management, and we are about to launch a bachelor program in tourism and catering. This program will be launched this September if there will be enough applicants and students. Welcome. Okay, we will share the accommodation details. Very good question. Thank you, Reshma, for the question. What you have to know about accommodation is that your students' admission letters will contain a clause that the incoming student is provided and actually guaranteed with dormitory accommodation in their first year of studies. The letter of admission will also contain the precise address of the dormitory. So before you are applying for visa at the Mumbai or Delhi embassies, you don't have to look for as a separate accommodation letter. However, what you must know and must tell your clients that although the letter contains this information, they have to apply for dormitory placement, which they will get for sure. But in the application system, I'm just looking at Anna, yes, in the application system, when they are filling in their profile, they have to click on accommodation request. Okay, but please know that every newcomer student at the University of Fage is provided with dormitory accommodation. Now, the accommodation for our students is a kind of condo accommodation in a dormitory building. There are 2-room condos in the dormitory for 4 students. So 2 students share 1 room, and 2 rooms share a kitchen, a bathroom, and a toilet. The dormitory admission board, if I can call them, or the dormitory management, has a 2-decade-long experience with international students, so they can really be responsive to any kind of cultural restraints, preferences, and so on. These condos are shared with same gender students. So girls are staying with girls, boys are staying with boys. If there are Muslim students, they won't be put together with students who eat pork meat, and these kind of details the dormitory is prepared for. Okay, the refund policy in case of visa rejection, there is, according to default regulation, we could retain 20% of the tuition fee. However, in most cases, the tuition fee refund is full. The full sum is refunded except for the application fee. Unfortunately, currently the refund, unfortunately or not, but the refund procedure is a bit lengthy. But if there is a visa rejection and the student does not want to appeal the visa rejection, then they must fill in a refund request form, which must be sent to the financial department of the university. Yeah. Welcome. Yes, Reshma, you can find a slide in the PPT presentation. There are two scholarships available, Erasmus Plus and Campus Mundi scholarships for fee-paying full-time active students. These scholarships are for international study mobility within Europe for Hungary. If you are asking about scholarships for the studies carried out here in Hungary, I'm sure you might have heard about the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship, about which Anna has just sent all information, or at least the link to the warehouse of informations. Yes, there are internships available. Here in Hungary, there is a strong presence of multinational companies. I have already mentioned that the faculty has a network of 140 companies in Hungary. And if you might remember in the slideshow, there was one slide about some highlighted company partners. These companies are open to employ international students as well for internship periods. So yes, internships are available. And I would also call your attention that our students, international paying students, can also go on internship mobility all around in Europe. And for that, they can get scholarships. Yes, they are accepted. So we as educational gaps are accepted. We as a university do not exclude anyone based on age and on any kind of, on religion or on nationality, on ethnicity. We do not exclude any applicants. The only concern that you might have that if there is, an applicant of 37 or 44 years old, applying for master studies, already having a master degree in some business-related tracks, and this applicant has a family, it will not be the university, but the consular official who will ask cross-reference questions from your client about their purpose of stay in Hungary. However, you should also know, on a positive or on a more positive note, that here in Hungary there is a possibility for family unification. So if the consular official grants the study visa to your client and that student comes to Hungary and start their studies, during the first semester, they can apply for a family unification visa for the remaining part of their families, wife and children. The condition to it is that the student must already carry out their studies here in Hungary. Okay, now I am just lagging behind the question. So Silva asked the question whether internships are paid, madam. Internships can be paid. It is the decision of the employer whether they provide paid or unpaid internships. If an internship lasts for at least 12 weeks in one unit, then the internship must be paid. If the internship is shorter than 12 weeks, then the internship will not be paid. How long it will take to get the conditional offer letter after submitting the application? I should say 1 or 2 weeks. Yes, we have. So Irene asks whether we have a career counseling cell or job fair. We call these events, there are 2 types of events. One is called the company week, that is usually organized 2 times per semester when, you know, the aforementioned company partners, business partners come visit the university. Their representatives go and visit lectures. They do their own lectures. They present their companies. They present on different topics related to the subject that they visit. And job fair is also organized on campus. And then there is a new initiative. We have had 2 young leaders forums so far. This Young Leaders Forum is an affiliated event to the Company Week, and it is organized by international students. International students themselves invite to a panel discussion a selected number of multinational and national companies. Mainly international students take part in this event, and following the panel discussion, international students have the opportunity to network. So these 2 types of events are there for international students to find employment or internship employment. For Silva's entrance examination question, entrance examination as in tests, there is no entrance examination. There is Skype interview that I have talked about, a 15-minute long, 15-minute long motivational interview. Welcome, Irene. Silva, welcome. So there is no September intake. Is that true? Yes, yes, yes. At this point, we only launch February intakes on the master programs. We are very much inclined to have a September intake as well. However, there are clearly limitations to it in terms of human resources, academic professors who are fully booked for the school year. I mean, their schedules here at the faculty, and classroom. So in the near future, there will be, we are planning to start September intakes, but as for now, there is only February intake. Just 1 second. Right to question, I just asked something from Anna. Meddig, ugye ez ameddig folynak a kérdések, addig lökik, vagy ez hogy van, mennyi időre foglaltuk ezt az időpontot, vagy hogy vagyunk? Jó, oké. Okay. Welcome. Yeah, welcome. I see there is no September intake. Thanks again. It's a pleasure talking to you. I'm just a bit sad that I cannot see you guys over there. May I also have a question to you all? Are there Europe Study Center colleagues from Mumbai or Hyderabad or Delhi among you, whom I have probably met already? Yes. Yes, from Hyderabad. Chaitanya. And we met in Hyderabad, haven't we? And in Mumbai. Okay, then at least I know that there are some familiar faces. So I'm happy to be with you. We haven't met Shalin here, I see. Yes, from Navi, Mumbai. Washi. Okay. Okay. Yes, in Delhi. I see. I see. Okay. This is so much different now. At least I have some notion who I am talking to. Okay. Now, if there are some more questions, let's say that we can be together until 55. Okay. Here in Hungary, the time is 10 minutes to 11. So for another 5 minutes, I am here for your questions. If there are still questions that you want to discuss. Sure, Anna will provide you my email address. Sure, and the addresses that are. Anna will share email addresses with us. Okay, I see no more questions coming. I suppose that so far we discussed. No? No? I think pretty much. What happened? Okay. So I think the most important thing that you should just digest, so to say, is that this novelty in a more transparent application evaluation. Okay, Dania, thank you. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for all your attention. Then I suppose there are no more questions coming. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for your patience and your attention. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Have a nice evening. És hol tudok? Thank you. Okay, now I am the event. Okay. Exit myself and event cancel. And event.